Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Araceli and this is Style by Ara. I post all about my life as an engineer in Silicon Valley, from living in the Bay Area with my boyfriend, just graduated college, my rescue dog, vlogs, career advice, adulting, literally anything you can think of, I'm on it. And today's video is all about what I won't be purchasing in 2021. I will be sharing 10 things that I have kind of just looked at my life and saw what I can do without or do with less. So I do want to say that I am not a minimalist by any means, but I do want to live a life with less, and I want to enjoy what I already have and not feel like I have to constantly buy more. I just want to be more mindful with what I purchase and how I handle my finances, which, if you are interested, I have a video on how I budget in the Bay Area in California, where it's pretty expensive, and I shared 2 Excel spreadsheets that I actually made myself, and you guys can download them for free. And yeah, check that video out. I'll have it in the description box below. But with this being said, let's just get started with today's video. All right, the first thing that I actually want to bring up, this has been on my mind all of 2020 actually, since we went into the pandemic. I know a lot of us actually went to purchasing more things online and buying a lot more things because we would see ads on Instagram and stuff like that. I definitely contributed to this, and that's something that I really have been reflecting on, and just being more conscientious of what I'm purchasing and why I'm purchasing it. So the first thing is actually beauty and skincare products from Amazon. Now, I have seen a lot of videos on this, actual documentary pieces on exposing the dark sides of Amazon, and one of them is actually on Netflix. I think it's called like Broken or something like that. You can Google it. It's actually really unsafe on how you buy your like beauty products and skincare products on Amazon, because these sellers will actually sell like expired makeup or just like secondhand makeup or skincare products, and you really don't know like how old it is, how long it's been sitting in their warehouse and stuff like that. It's actually really unsafe. So with doing a lot of just research on this myself and just being more aware of this side of Amazon, I actually will not be purchasing anything that I like have to put on my body or ingest even, that's not from like the Whole Foods part of Amazon. But anything that you eat or use for your body, you should not be purchasing off Amazon, because anyone can just say they are L'Oreal on Amazon when they're not. So just being really careful with this, because Amazon doesn't really do a good job about checking these things, unfortunately, and they have been exposed for this. So just being more aware about products that can be unsafe to purchase from Amazon. And I know I purchase a lot from Amazon, but this is one thing that I definitely will not be purchasing from Amazon this year or ever, to be honest. Like, I do not trust beauty and skincare products and food from Amazon anymore, unfortunately, just from all of these documentaries exposing this side of Amazon. Now, number 2 goes along with this Amazon topic, and I'm really not trying to bash Amazon, but when you think about it, like, it's super convenient. So this is why Amazon makes so much money, is because it's so convenient and it's a brilliant idea, like, I will admit that. But one thing that I also want to be more careful about is unnecessary Amazon shopping. So just seeing like ads from other influencers being like, oh, I bought this like gadget and got it off Amazon, here's the link, purchase it, you know? I want to be more careful about what I'm purchasing from Amazon and why I'm purchasing it, because I do think that I do a lot of unnecessary Amazon shopping because it's inexpensive and it is so convenient. It's so fast, especially because I have Prime shipping, so it makes it just so easy. And when it's so easy, it almost doesn't make you think about what you're buying at that point, because you feel like you're getting a good deal. And I just want to be more careful about purchasing through Amazon, and actually if I can find the product through the actual seller themselves, like if I want a microphone for my camera or something like that, and I could get it off of the actual seller's, like the actual brand's website, then I will most likely, if not definitely, be doing that, because I would rather give them their actual profits, whereas Amazon is probably going to decrease the profits that they would actually make. So just being more aware of that side of Amazon, and that's something that I'm working on, and Patrick, my boyfriend, is actually working on it with me. We're just definitely trying to be more aware of our shopping habits this year. Number 3 is actually grocery items in bulk. Now, I live with my boyfriend and my dog, so this household is not very big, and I feel like when we go to Costco, because we have a membership and stuff like that, we will buy things in bulk because we're like, oh, it's gonna last us a long time, we're getting a good deal and everything. But sometimes things like their muffins, which we love, but to be honest, like we will not even eat like those 6 muffins before they go bad in like the 6-pack that they sell. And it just seems really unrealistic to be buying stuff like that when it'll probably go bad before we get a chance to even eat it, because there's only 2 of us and there's only so much that we eat throughout the week, to be honest. Especially when we work from home and we are just like so focused on our work that sometimes we forget to eat like breakfast or lunch. Trying to be more conscientious of how much we're buying of a food item. So grocery items in bulk, like more than a 2-person household could possibly eat within a reasonable time before the expiration date, is something that we are definitely going to be working on this year, and we started working on it towards the end of last year. So just being more realistic about what we eat. And going on to what we actually consume. So one thing that we've actually been implementing in our lives is buying fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, or like spices, even stuff that you can find at a farmer's market. We will be buying from the farmer's market. We have been going to a farmer's market that's really close by. It's like, I don't know, 8 minutes away. And it's so nice to be able to do that even during the pandemic. Like, they are being super safe about this, and it's not really crowded, which I'm actually surprised about. And it's very safe to do this. So we have been doing this, and it just feels so much better to be able to actually pay the people who are growing the food that's on our table, and being able to directly give my money to the people who are working so hard to grow these foods for us. And honestly, they are, I would say, like 4 times the quality that you would get like Safeway or Whole Foods even. We have been buying our items that we can buy at the farmer's market, and really trying to also buy items that are in season, because when they're not in season, obviously they're transporting a lot of these items from other countries even, and it just like, we want to kind of step away and look at how we're impacting also like the environment and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I recommend that you all do, is to actually buy from the farmer's market instead of big corporations that already make a ton of money and don't need any more. And one thing that is actually going to be a little strange when I say it is actually more reusable items that we already have, so like duplicates of reusable items that we have, because we noticed that we have a ton of reusable bags that we can't even use all of these bags because we have so many, and we really only need like 2 or 3 when we go to the grocery store or the farmer's market and stuff. And something that Patrick and I have noticed that we're actually trying to be better at is actually using what we have. So instead of buying more reusable bags, we're just trying to be way more careful about what we're purchasing, and we are getting better at actually remembering to bring our bags. So we actually don't buy those like 10-cent plastic bags anymore, or even like the paper bags, because we're actually doing a lot better about actually remembering to bring our reusable bags with us to the store. So instead of having to constantly buy more reusable bags because we forget them, we're doing better about that. So that's one thing we will not be buying this year. And then another thing that's with the reusable category is actually water bottles. Now we have a ton of water bottles, and I feel like whenever I see a new cute water bottle, I want it and it's aesthetically pleasing, then I'm probably gonna get it. And that's one thing that we actually took a step back and we're looking at how many duplicates of stuff that we have around our apartment, and it's frustrating because you really don't think about this until you kind of do an inventory of what you have, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have 10 water bottles. I don't need 10 water bottles. So that's one thing, is we're not buying more reusable items. We're actually trying to use the ones we already have. The next one is actually going to be a little difficult for me, not to lie. It's going to be hard because I have always loved fashion and styling different outfits and just having fun with it, and that is trendy clothing. And when I say trendy clothing, I mean stuff that I know I won't wear past that season, or I won't wear a year later because it really wasn't my style to begin with. And I think I've done that in the past, where I'll buy something because I like it in that moment and I'm like, oh, I could totally wear this, and then I wear it maybe twice and then I never look at it again. So being more aware of clothes that I actually wear and clothes that I will wear for years to come, instead of purchasing trendy pieces just because I want to post an outfit of the day picture with that piece. That is one thing that I've been working on, and Patrick is holding me accountable for that. Every time we go out, he's making sure that I don't buy something just because I want it in that moment. So yeah, being careful with trendy clothing fashion pieces. Now, another one that's also going to be a little hard for me is excessive makeup and excessive skincare products. I realized that I have so many duplicates of items that I don't even touch, because I went through a period of my life, like high school and some of my college years, was trying a ton of different eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks, and I don't wear purple lipstick anymore. I don't wear blue lipstick, and I went through an emo phase in high school, middle school, and I bought all this crazy makeup that I haven't touched since then, because now I'm really into neutrals, and I think it's just part of really evolving your style and being realistic with having timeless looks has been something that I have been looking for when it comes to fashion, as well as makeup and hairstyles and stuff like that. Just being more timeless with what I'm purchasing, so that I know I will have it for many years and it won't just be wasted. So that's one thing, is just being more careful. I've said this so many times in this video, but I just want to be very, very intentional with my purchases this year. And I have way too much makeup that I don't do that anymore. And it's not just because of the pandemic, it's honestly because I'm not really into doing crazy makeup looks anymore. That's just not my style anymore. And I don't buy eyeshadow palettes anymore that are purples and blues, because I don't really wear that. And then with skincare, I would buy duplicates of, let's say moisturizers. I probably have 5 moisturizers right now, and I don't need that. I really only go for 1 or 2 of those, and then I end up just being frustrated with myself, because I know what products I use, I know my everyday style, I know my everyday makeup, and yeah, just buying items that I know I'm going to reach for, and not just do a one and done type of situation. Next one is books that I won't be reading that month or the month after that, because I tend to buy books in bulk when I go to Barnes & Noble, or there's Powell's Books in Portland that I would love to go to, even the Amazon bookstores and stuff like that, and other local bookstores. Anyway, I have an obsession with books and I love to read, so I do read these books that I buy, but I've noticed that I won't read them for like months after that I've purchased them for some reason. Like I will buy like 5 books at once and I will not be reading 5 books in 1 month. I usually only read like 2 to 3, I would say, a month, so realistically I'm not going to be reading all those books that I just purchased. So being more aware of how many books I can realistically read within the time frame that I purchased them, because I love books, and when I see one that I really want to read, I will pick it up, and so that kind of starts adding up when I'm at Barnes & Noble or something, because I don't go that often, but when I go I will buy like 6 books at once. And that's one thing that I also want to be more careful about, is just how many books I can realistically read. Reading the books that I currently have is a goal of mine this year, and I want to decrease the amount that I'm purchasing, so that's one. I will not be purchasing more books than I can realistically read. And on a similar note, buying more notebooks, journals, I don't know, stuff like that. I have so many empty notebooks because I will go through like a third of a notebook and then I'll find a cute one at the store and then I'll buy that one, and it just turns into the cycle of 1/3 to 2/3 notebooks filled up all over the apartment, instead of like fully finishing one and then being done with it and just moving on. I have a lot of empty ones, and yeah, I'm basically just going to be shopping my own apartment this year. And last one that I forgot to mention earlier is actually miscellaneous food items, such as spices, herbs, seasonings, stuff like that, that I already have, or already have like a similar one or something like that. I feel like a lot of cookbooks require all these random things that I feel like I can just make do with what I have, instead of feeling like I have to go and buy those random ingredients that I probably will never use after that recipe. Some recipes are just crazy and they want you to buy all these random things that you're probably not going to use after you are done with that recipe. Alright, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have some inspiration on shopping your own home and seeing what you have, seeing what you can do without, and just being more aware of your spending habits and consumerism and all of those things, because it definitely starts to add up. So little goes a long way, and I really hope that you took something from this video and it was beneficial in some way. I have one more video for my Reset and Refresh series coming next Sunday, but in the meantime, if you guys haven't seen the other parts, I will link them in the description box below so you can check them out. And it's all about just getting yourself ready for the year to come, and I hope you all take care and stay safe. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone.